Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you the attention to detail that I do on my mechanic work here. So basically these are both stock bolts that came off the rig when I was doing the bearings and everything, and basically all I do is I take the little bit extra time to take a wire wheel to these and clean them up so they're nice and shiny and all the threads are good, and then the nuts are nice and clean. You know, this one here is the one I cleaned up, and this one obviously, as you can tell, there's just a bunch of rust and grime on it. And what's the point of putting it back in? A lot of people will probably say, oh, that's a waste of time, why would you do something like that? Well, I don't want it to get cross-threaded, I want to make sure it's nice and clean, and it only takes a couple of minutes to do it, so why wouldn't you spend the extra time to do quality work? You know, that's basically the difference that I'm doing here. So here's the hardware that I've taken off and I've already cleaned. They have metal bushings that go inside of them. Now, as long as they don't have any scores in them, you can just take them in the wire wheel and clean them up and check them out and make sure they look fine. None of these are scored. They cleaned up really good. As you can tell, I'm taking the bushings out, and these bushings have a ton of rust in them. And I'm going to clean out the insides of them as well. So to give you an idea, you know, the insides are just caked in rust. So I'll take a wire wheel on the inside of those and clean those out as well before I put in the new bushings. And then I'll also go ahead and grease everything up before I put it back together so it doesn't squeak and preserves the life of, you know, the hardware and hopefully the bushings. And I would recommend using something like anti-seize, so it helps prevent rust and obviously doesn't seize them in there, and that's a good enough lubrication to use. You know, otherwise you can use the Red N Tacky grease that you use to, you know, grease a lot of parts that you have using like Zerk fittings. So anyhow, I just wanted to post an update and show you kind of where I'm going through with the process here, and as you can tell, there's a big difference, and that's just one of the things I do that you're not going to get if you take it to a Polaris dealership. I guarantee you that. So anyhow, take care.